Hello and welcome to round 2. Would you like to play first? No, I would not. Would you like to keep this hand? Not really, but I'm going to. It at least does a thing. It stops any aggression and then has a game plan to slowly start draining our opponent out. It is missing one of our colors of mana, which I don't like, but on the draw I think this is reasonable. Best hand ever? Probably not, but that's a good sign, and our hand quality just went up quite a bit. Oblivion Strike's one of the better cards we have. I suppose they could go, you know, Mountain Eldrazi Aggressor, and we want to use Reproach. Well, you're right on time, aren't you, Mr. War Cleric? I think I like just playing out the Chain Mage here, as it uses most of our mana. And it gives us a way to start winning the game without ever attacking. And we can do shenanigans with the War Cleric later if we want to. Like give this guy Death Touch, etc. Aw. It's a nice Path Warden you have there. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it. We may be able to use Tar Snare to get rid of it, which would be nice. That might be a little greedy to try to go for. We'll see. Oh, okay. Well, then that may not be the way we go. We may have to untap and O-strike it. Because Tar Snare would still make it a 3/3, which would still make it trade with our dudes. If I Tar Snare that now, he just activates it. That's not so good, so I'm not going to do that. I think we've got to now O-strike this guy, because it's gotten a bit out of hand. It's not the removal I wanted to use, but it's the removal I had to use. That still leaves Reproach up if we need it. Okay, this just seems good to me. I suppose it's possible they have a sheer drop they're wanting to use here. But I don't think throwing away your dude is worth it. Just gives us blocks for days. Okay. Would rather have waited until we could Tar Snare that in response, but I'm feeling pretty good about what's happening here. Like our opponent is just not attacking us profitably. So we can send in with that if we want to. I don't think we really want to now, as I still want to keep that reproach up. I guess we can send in with it as a ground pounder. I don't care about that. I was thinking we can give it flying, but we kind of don't need to. Okay. Dink. Tendrils doesn't look too good on this board, does it? I mean, I think we still send with the land. Lets us turn Tar Snare into a real card. We could also consider sending with this to potentially get some Tar Snare value. I'm not opposed to that. What if he double blocks? Then we're forced into using Reproach. Yeah, I'll just sit back. Him taking 3 seems good. Are you going to cast Ulamog or Kozilek? Okay, okay. I see what you did there. So if we're going to cast anything, we need to cast it now. But, yeah. That's probably not what's happening. We're going to have to finish this off quickly, as Kozilek is a pain in the ass. Alright, there you go. So we know our opponent has a different game plan. That's interesting. Alright, so we've got to survive 12 for several turns. I'm not exactly sure how we do that. We're probably not able to cast any more spells. And we need to be able to deal... Like, if we can survive 4 turns with these alive, we're still doing it. I can send the land in and then try to Tar Snare his Sentinel. Yeah, I think at this point forcing damage is probably the only option we've got. I mean, he's probably able to counter our spells, but we'll see what we can do here. Kozilek does not have flying. He just has menace. Alright, so the best case scenario for us is that this Reproach resolves. I don't really think that's going to happen, but we can try it. We'll try our secondary one. Hope he doesn't have a 3-drop. Again, if he does, we still got in 2 points of damage. Which means we can potentially kill our opponent. We don't have to block this turn. We can take the first 12. And we're going to take the first 12. Like allied reinforcements does a thing. I mean, that's going to hurt. Not that I really anticipate us casting any more spells. Little Cub, do you have another 2-drop? Because if you don't, we can now double block. You don't? Okay. No point attacking there. It just exposes us to removals. And we're going to need this for blocking. So that's what we're doing, is chump city. I'll jam these two in front of here, block that. Take 3, ping, untap, ping. Looks like the Chain Mage may get us there. He's only got 5 cards in hand, so there's that. Does that support make everything lethal? I really hope it doesn't. I kind of think it does, though. What? Okay, it's not now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, crap, it is. Unless somebody made a mistake. So what we can do now is block like so. That lets us still keep the wall, which is fine. We have to double block Kozilek, because now we can tap these. It's like none of this has trample. Right? So this guy lives. As long as this guy lives, we're still in business. Because we can attack for 2 next turn. So if his plan was to support and kill us with a support, that doesn't work. That puts us to 1. And we've also got the potential to draw another ally, even if this doesn't work. So I'm going to do that. Why would I not block here? That seems a little safer. It means that some combat tricks don't just get us, right? So I block here, ping him for 2. I win if I draw an ally and he doesn't counter it, and I win if he doesn't have something to do for this guy. All right, we'll try it. It's tough. I think I was dead if he just continued to swing with Kozilek, but maybe not. Swell of Growth. Okay. That again does mean we need to draw an ally. But if we draw an ally and he can't counter it, we win. That's not an ally, unfortunately. All right, we got really close to beating Resolved Kozilek. That is not easy to do. So I'm kind of impressed. I think we did a good thing there. We didn't manage to actually beat the Resolved Kozilek, but we got close to it. Don't care. Okay, assign the damage. That was a close one. His deck seems like mostly bad stuff in Kozilek. And the mana isn't great to get Kozilek in play either, so I feel like we've got a good shot against this. This may be another scenario where I'd rather have the red, because it doesn't feel like we have inevitability. Although this has 2 ways to interact with Kozilek once it is resolved. Yeah, Flaying Tendrils again looks pretty terrible. I guess Aligned Hedron Network is a possible way to deal with Kozilek. Unfortunately, it eats some of our stuff too. Only those big things though. But I mean, what are the chances he's going to resolve Kozilek and we don't have these in play? exactly sure what I want to go with here. I think it may be time to go back into the red again. That seems like it's going to be able to be more aggressive. So I think I'm going to try that. Don't need the tiers. This leaves us 20. So we could still play Stonewaker. Boiling Earth, I can't remember if I saw decent targets for that or not. I don't think we did. Like last game we wanted the Tears of Valakut. I don't think we want that here. Wouldn't hate playing a crawler. Maybe a brute strength if we're going to try to be aggressive. And then we went 8-7. All right, let's give this a shot. I still want to go on the draw. Well, this looks reasonable. We need to hit a land, but that's why we went on the draw. And it can certainly bring the beats. Has format-defining all-star tar snare. So it's kind of hard to go wrong with that. All right, that's not a bad draw. I'd rather draw something we can play than something we can't. So while I really wanted a land, it's kind of okay that we didn't hit one there. Do I want to trade those? I kind of think so. Like, this gets better later. This does too, but like, I'm so far away from having the lands for it that I think we just trade. That's not really a problem just yet. It may be in the future, but I'm just going to play the Flameseeker and pass. Seed Guardian's worth Oblivion striking if we hit a land, because it just gets better later. And I can potentially play this and activate it next turn. So yeah, let's just get this seed out of here and then see if he'd like to trade these. Kind of don't think he will. We're going to attempt to boulder salvo that in the not too distant future. Well, that's not exactly what we wanted, but I suppose we takes it. The challenge here is he's a land away from getting that going, which is really not good for us, but Boulder Salvo will still kill it. Again, no way he trades these. If he does, we're super happy about it. I think we just play the embodiment so we can plan to block that. If he misses a land drop and we hit one, then we can get the Boulder Salvo going. And we may be able to race that thing. Even with the land. Or he could have Niss's Judgment and it's just basically game over, but you know. So what happens if I obligate, take this guy and hit him? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a big hit. That's a big hit. I think I want to do that. If he misses a land drop, we can salvo this. And then he's got to hang back in perpetuity. So Vestige, I can Tar Snare and salvo in the same turn. I mean, that doesn't really do anything. Could Tar Snare this, make it a 0/2, salvo this, and then swing. And his options are trade with it or just take it. And then the plan is to land Endbringer and win. That's very bizarre, but I think that's kind of where we are. Like, that means we either get it off the board or not, but we're not scared of it anymore at that point. This is a really weird play, and it might not be correct. This might just be because I'm a little under the weather that I'm starting to think this is a good idea, but I kind of am. Just up for this. Like, his options are chump or take 3. He kind of has to chump with this on the board because the 3's lethal. So that leaves us with his board dealt with, 2 points of burn in hand, and an Endbringer coming down here in just a minute. So we can make target creature can't attack or block, attack, then ping. I mean, I guess we do it. Like, he either kills us right now or he's dead. Okay. He did kill it. Oh, we got there. We got there. The removal just seems better in this. Although, again, it's got to be fast. He has his own Ghostly Sentinel now, so perhaps we are interested in Tears of Valakut. Those salty, salty Tears of Valakut. Like, this deck is all about being able to remove his threats fast. I'm not particularly good at it. The Obligator's cool, though. So is the Embodiment. I like that. I guess this deck can punish him for a bad draw. That's probably the best we can hope to do here. On the draw, I could see taking out a Tears for a land, but the removal we have kills most of that anyway, and he's still got targets for hemorrhages. The Assassin's pretty weak, but it does turn on our other allies, which I think we still have to play. So let's get this going. Well, this looks fine. Not great, but keepable at the very least. We've got an early blocker. We can get one of our big dudes. We have a removal spell for some of his more annoying stuff. Wouldn't mind drawing, like, mountains are the worst draw in the deck at this point because we kind of need colorless sources and action. So one of those two things would be far superior, but Okay, that's action. Like, do I do that just to try to clear those out? No, because it's just way better for him to attack, to take the 1 and attack back into me. I don't want to use a defensive brute strength, but whatevs. There is a scenario in which we do that. I don't think it's very likely, but it could happen. Problem now is even if we cast the conduit, we can't really take advantage of putting the Deceiver of Forms on top. All right, now we can. Now we can. Yeah. All right, so maybe we just kill a thing to use our mana this turn. Well, that's, again, not really a threat when we're about to have a 5/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're casting a 5/5. We don't need this for fixing, so just run it out and pass, Travis. This is not the end of the world. We're not taking crazy amounts of damage. I think I like leading with the conduit because it lets us next turn potentially Endbringer and Boulder Salvo. It also puts the Deceiver on top, which we want it right now. I don't think we attack for 2. Because like his plan could be removal spell, gotcha, swing for 6. That's pretty tough. So I don't want to do that. Like just taking another 4 is bad enough. I don't want to attack and use brute strength. Like if he gang blocks. That's not unreasonable. Stupid allies. You're just a token creature. What is he riding? Some sort of weird horse cow? Okay. Horse cows it is. We do have to take him out relatively quick because, again, Kozilek could be coming. He's a colorless source away from starting to do really horrible things. I don't want really horrible things to happen. Okay, we have been judged. That means we can't play our Deceiver of Forms now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we totally can. So I'm still going to do that. Sure, you can turn into a Vestige of Emrakul for the turn. And I don't mind drawing it because it's a dude. I'm not going to attack with it, though. I'll just let you be a 4/4 for a turn and appreciate how awesome you are. Like at this point, don't we start pushing a little bit of damage? Yeah. Look at you. I think I want to get the Endbringer down, and then we can start thinking about attacking with this as well with the brute strength. Like that lets us trade a Kozilek Sentinel for that dude. That seems like a fair trade. We could also consider salvoing one of these, which, you know, given the state of our hand, I think I like. Let's just get all the stuff we can off the table and start making big attacks. That's got to die. Kozilek. I'll draw that. And we can get a hit in now, because we'll have the Endbringer, the Familiar, and the Vestige to block. If he's got a Glare, I think we still got our value off of this. Alright, so we've got another salvo, which we can use to take out this, and then I can attack with the Endbringer. I think I like that. I don't think he's got another Glare. If he does, we'll regret it, but, I mean, what are we going to do? Blink. Alright, so does this mean we swing team? We're at 9. The most he can hit back for is 4. And by swinging team, he might put himself dead to the brute strength. So I think we actually do. It's getting bad to something like Glare, but other than that, we probably just kill him. Do I care about brute strengthening this? Like, if he had a removal spell, he'd already have used it. I'm not really doing anything but getting this out of the way. I guess it's dealing him a little bit of damage, but that's already dead. So if I'm going to do it, just do it here and get both of his dudes off the board. Aw, he didn't want to play anymore. All right, well, that'll take us to the finals. So I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee and we will get ready for the last round. Thanks for tuning in, my friends.